pray for all the public sector companies in India should function as like DRDO to ensure citizens empower with business profits. DRDO, established in 1958, was envisioned to equip India's armed forces with indigenous state-of-the-art solutions and reduce reliance on foreign imports. This past year, its capabilities were decisively proven during Operation Sindoor, where Indian Air Forces successfully countered Pakistani aggression using DRDO's homegrown technologies. From Akash missile system and BrahMos supersonic cruise missile to the D4 anti-drone system and Akshadhir automated air defense, DRDO's innovation played a decisive role in neutralizing enemy assets and securing India's borders. The operation has been hailed as a declaration of India's self-reliance in high-tech warfare and demonstration of its strategic foresight. Today, DRDO is counted among the world's leading defense R&D organization. Its technology are benchmarked internationally and its collaboration range from friendly foreign militaries to global research institutions. When the DRDO was established in 1958, independent India was barely a decade old. The country's leader faced a stark reality. Without indigenous science and technology, national security would forever depend on imports. The DRDO was conceived as fulcrum of self-reliance, a network of laboratories where Indian scientists could create the tools of modern defense and turn aspiration into capability. From a modest merger of the defense science organization with a handful of technical directorates, the DRDO has grown into a vast enterprise of more than 50 laboratories and centers, staffed by over 30,000 scientists, engineers and support personnel. Its founding vision, balancing strategic foresight with technological audacity, still guides it today. The DRDO, much like the ISRO, had to work on tight budgets. India simply did not have money to splurge on defense research. In the early years, with tense borders, developing own weapons must have seemed unwise, and spending on defense R&D and indulgence. The ascent was understandably on acquiring weapons from abroad so that the country had a well-stocked arsenal. The turning point came in the 1980 with the Integrated Guided Missile Development Program under the legendary Dr. AVJ Abdul Kalam. From this single initiative emerged the Agni and Prithvi ballistic missile, the Akash surface-to-air missile, the Nagan anti-tank system, and the Trishul quick reaction missile. These families of weapons not only strengthened national deterrence but also announced India's arrival as a serious technological power. Today, the DRDO has delivered Patna for the 5 missile families Prithvi, Agni, Trishul, Nag and Akash. Prithvi is the short-range surface-to-surface missile. Agni is also surface-to-surface, but some of its version can travel across continents. Trishul is surface-to-air. Nag is anti-tank, and Akash, the hero of Operation Sindoor, neutralized incoming air threats, and then the deadly much sought after BrahMos cruise missile. Parallel advances in aeronautics transformed the nation's skies. Light combat aircraft Tejas, a symbol of homegrown engineering excellence, achieved full operational clearance and entered squadron service, giving the Indian Air Force a nimble multi-role fighter built entirely on Indian soil, supporting projects such as the Airborne Early Warning and Control NETRAS system and a growing portfolio of unmanned aerial vehicles have further expanded the Air Force capabilities. The DRDO Aeronautics Cluster has also delivered precision-guided munitions, airborne radar system, and high-performance engines, technologies that demand decades of patient research and rigorous testing. Alongside things were happening below the water, the DRDO has quietly enabled India's strategic triad. Its scientists contributed to the propulsion, sonar, and missile system aboard the Arrogant-class nuclear submarines, ensuring second strike capability. Indigenous torpedoes, underwater surveillance networks, and advanced ship-borne radars have bolstered the Navy blue water ambitions. These achievements are not merely products, they represent mastery over hydrodynamics, stealth materials, and integrated electronics, disciplines that few nations command. Modern warfare depends on information superiority. The DRDO electronics and radar development establishment has created a family of advanced radars including the Uddam AESA system now flying on Tejas. Sophisticated electronic warfare suits, product fighter squadrons and naval fleets. In cyber defense and secure communication, the DRDO is pioneering quantum key distribution and next generation encryption, ensuring that India's command networks remain resilient. Beyond missiles and machines, the DRDO cares for the individual soldier. Its life science laboratories develop rations, high altitude clothing, and medical countermeasures for chemical and biological threats. From Arctic temperature to desert heat, Indian troops depend daily on DRDO's designed gear to survive and prevail. Today, DRDO is prioritizing R&D on new and emerging areas of technology applications such as artificial intelligence, robotics, directed energy weapons, quantum system, photonics, hypersonics, semiconductors, etc. This is intended to ensure that the country remains ahead in next generation warfare where speed, precision and adaptability are paramount. Further, the DRDO is spearheading artificial intelligence development in areas like speech processing and object recognition, while also setting up rigorous validation frameworks for military artificial intelligence. In quantum technology, the DRDO leads India quantum initiative across verticals such as quantum sensing, secure communications, and post-quantum cryptography. As a key stakeholder in the national quantum mission, the DRDO is committed to fostering indigenous innovation and developing sovereign quantum technologies to secure India's strategic future. DRDO's chairman Dr. Samir Kamath told Business Line, the DRDO created a quantum technology research center to further strengthen indigenous quantum capabilities for strategic and defense application. Spin-off for civil society. Few know that the DRDO innovation often leap from defense to civilian life. Lightweight composites, strengthen bridges and automobiles, biomedical devices assist doctors in remote regions, disaster management tools aid relief operation after earthquake and floods. By transferring hundreds of technologies to India's industry, the DRDO has quietly become an engine of economic development and industrial competitiveness. The organization is far from resting on its laurels. Recent highlights include successful testing of the hypersonic technology, demonstrator vehicle breakthrough in directed energy weapons, and ambitious work in AI, robotics, and space security. Collaborative programs with private startups and universities and accelerated the journey from lab to deployment in line with the government Atmanirbhar Bharat vision. The DRDO roadmap looks decades ahead. Next generation combat aircraft, quantum safe communication networks, green propellants, and autonomous underwater vehicles. Each initiative reinforces its role as both a guardian of national security and a catalyst for India's broader technological renaissance. Human spirit behind the scene. At the heart of these achievements are thousands of scientists, engineers, and technicians whose dedication often remains unseen. They work in desert range, icy mountains, and classified laboratories united by quiet patriotism. The DRDO has nurtured this talent through world-class training, academic partnership, and a culture that rewards curiosity and innovation. The fact is that today the DRDO is counted among the world leading defense R&D organization. Its technologies are benchmarked internationally and its collaboration range from friendly foreign militaries to global research institutions. More importantly, it has given India the confidence that strategic autonomy is not a dream but a lived reality. Asked to name projects that personally excite him, Kamath says, "We are working on a number of complex state-of-the-art technologies. To name one example, we are developing a scramjet engine which is required for the development of hypersonic cruise missile. Towards this, in April 2025, we successfully conducted combustion test for 1,000 seconds. Very few countries have hypersonic cruise missile technology, and India is one among the few nations broadly working to realize this technology. The DRDO stands as the indomitable pillar of India's scientific self-reliance in defense and strategic technology. Established in 1958 with a modest handful of laboratories, it has grown into a powerhouse of more than 50 laboratories and thousands of brilliant minds, all driven by a single vision: to empower the nation's armed forces with indigenous cutting-edge system. From the missile silos of Balasore to the high-altitude test range of Ladakh, the DRDO innovation have redefined the boundaries of what an aspirational India can achieve. For transforming India from an arms importer into a nation capable of designing, testing, deploying cutting-edge defense technologies, for strengthening national security across land, sea, air, and space, and for inspiring generation of scientists to serve the country with ingenuity and dedication. The DRDO is a true change maker. Bible talks about Defense Research Development Organization in India, Exodus chapter 31 verse 3 to 5. And I have filled him, that is DRDO, with the Spirit of God, in wisdom and in understanding and in knowledge and in all manners of workmanship, to devise cunning works, to work in gold and in silver and in brass and in cutting of stones, to set them, and in carving of timber, to work in all manners of workmanship. Amen. It should happen for all the public sector companies in India for betterment of Indian citizens' welfare and profit of all public sector companies.